Hi folks, Steven here. So, I wanted to talk about a song parody that I had recorded and just recently released on the channel. You may remember I started doing this last year with Thanks for the Mana Fee. Well, this time around it's Mew Sensation, which of course is a parody of the INXS song Mew Sensation. You may know, if you've been following this channel, that I'm a pretty big INXS fan, have pretty much all their albums and all that stuff. So, not a surprise I would write something like this, and in fact I have a couple other ones lying around that I might bring out at some point. But in any case, this parody was originally written in 2006. This was around the time of Movie 8, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, so that was sort of the impetus there. I basically decided I kind of wanted to describe the process of tracking down and catching Mew, this very rare Pokemon. And, you know, of course, not in every game can you do that. Some of them it's just like an event or something like that, so it's not truly catching, but I felt it still worked well as a song, and I wrote it out. Didn't make any attempt to record it. But, you know, it sat there for a while, and then just a few weeks ago they announced that Mew is finally coming to Pokemon Go, and I figured, hey, this is probably a good time. However, you know, I wanted to hire someone to record it, and I had a little bit of trouble. The guy I hired last time, Lasan, doesn't seem to be active on Fiverr anymore. I tried contacting a few folks, but didn't get rapid responses or anything like that. Now, it was the week before Easter, so people probably had some somewhat irregular schedules and whatnot. But I eventually got in contact with a guy by the name of Tom Bedlam, and he's a UK-based singer, and what's interesting is if you look on his Fiverr profile, he specifically advertises himself as doing parodies, which is a little different, where I just try to find someone who can just do recording and ask if they can do parodies. But he's done some other stuff, and if you want to check it out, I've got a nice little link in the description if you look down there. But anyway, while I was waiting for a response, I went and did some revisions on the song. It was written a ways back, and I've learned some things since, so I was hoping I could improve it. And looking at it now, Mew Sensation is a difficult song to parody, for a couple reasons. It is mostly blank verse. I mean, there's just not much rhyming in it to speak of. And the way Michael Hutchins reads the lyrics, they've got kind of unusual pacing in a lot of places, is the best way I can put it. It's not a consistent rhythm or melody throughout that's doing the vocals. And I have to give Tom a lot of credit for trying to imitate that as well as he did. But some of the changes I made, for example, I increased the variety in the choruses. You try not to make those too repetitive. That was something I definitely learned as time went on. Also, I just tried to generally make it a little more interesting overall. In particular, the Search Baby Search verse, I think I definitely made some improvements between the original and this version of it. Also, since this was Pokemon Go inspired, I didn't want to bias it too much towards Pokemon Go, simply because, you know, this isn't going to be the case forever. I wanted it to sort of stand on its own and be about Mew, not just Mew in Pokemon Go. But I did put in one line there. If you look at the end of the search, which it says, "What else would you be doing here?" Which is, you know, sort of a statement that, as it relates to Pokemon Go, that will cause you to visit places that would not be part of your usual routine. But aside from that, I really want your thoughts. I do have some other parodies out there. Here's sort of a list of that. But if you have anything you want to see next or any comments on this one, please let me know. All right, folks, thanks.